because we are here. Thank you so much for your grace, and I pray that you come and lead this session. I pray that you enable us to understand and put everything into consideration. Bless our teachers, everybody in this session. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for the word of prayer. Our session today, we are going to concentrate on how we can plan for A level. And my name is Kaziwa Stephen, and I'm going to be the one to take you through this session. The session objectives, by the end of this session, I'll expect you to gain insights on what A level involves. Number two, you must be able to know how you can select the combination. Then number three, you must be able to know the different choices you can take in order for you to obtain the career aspiration that you are yearning for. So those are the three major things that we are going to concentrate on. This is going to be our first session, but we shall have another session probably next week or when I communicate. Now, the first thing, what is an advanced level? When we talk about an advanced level, many of you call it A level, depending on what you want. So sometimes you'll find them saying A level, at times they use the word HSC. Now, HSC stands for High School Certificate. So when you find someone calling it HSC, it stands for High School Certificate. Now, advanced level, it is this level that we are going to be doing for 2 years. However, it will depend on what you obtain at the end of the 2 years. Sometimes you may find someone doing it for more than 2 years, depending on the results the person obtains. But according to the mandate, you are supposed to do it within the 2 years. Number two, advanced level will focus on in-depth study of specific subjects. You are going to go into details of the different subjects you have been doing. Take an example. Some of you have been, all of you have been doing physics. So those who are going to go into physics, you are going to go into details of what physics is. So you're going to find that at O level, you were covering a lot of different sections, but you are doing surface subjects or like surface knowledge. But at A level, you go into real depth of that particular subject. But at A level still, the depth you go at, when you reach university level, you go deeper into that particular subject. However, for you to be able to qualify for university, depending more so if you're going in for your bachelor's, you will need to have this certificate, what we call an advanced level certificate. So for you to be admitted to your to any university in the country or outside the country, one of the requirements they need is what we call an advanced level certificate. Okay, why does A level matter? One, it provides an entry to the university. So in order for you to enter university, you need to have this A level certificate. Number two, it provides a career path. Many of you have different careers. When we talk about career, we are talking about that long-term profession that you really want to pursue. That is what you call a career. So in order for you to obtain or to go into that career path you really want, then it always depends on the subjects that you're going to do at A level. So for you to become a doctor, to become an engineer, it starts from A level. Which subjects did you do at A level that can lead you to the engineering profession you really want to take? You want to be a teacher? Which subjects did you take at A level in order for you to obtain that particular career that you really want to pursue? So it provides that career path towards the career you really want to do, or the profession that you really want to perform in the field of work. Then the last one, also it provides what you call an independent learning. When you reach A level, there are certain skills that maybe you might not have obtained at O level. like what you call independent learning or self-directed learning. So at A level, it requires a lot of independence that the teachers will not be on to you, but you must be able to drive yourself, to police yourself in order for you to be able to execute a particular task. So it requires a lot of independent learning. So at A level is one of the levels where you start learning independent learning, that you do things not necessarily because the teachers are around, but you do it because there is a goal you really want to attain or to achieve. Now, according to Uganda standards, but also at the international level, you'll find that this level you are at, or the level you're going to, is what you call level 3 in education. Now, the first level you did was the PLE, that was the first level, and this one took you about 7 years. Then you went into the second level. It was supposed to be for 4 years, but I know you have done it for 5 years. And then the third level is the 3. But at each of these levels, there are particular things that you must attain according to the qualification framework. When we talk about qualification, we are talking about the formal reward for demonstrating a given competency. Now, when you are at this level of level 1, there are certain skills that we expected you to have or to have attained. Skills such as here, I can call it a semi-skilled level. Here, you have not attained a lot of skills. Then at this level, we expect you to have some skills. So you are skilled. Then at this level, we expect to be at the supervisor level, whereby you can do things, you can supervise, you can implement. That is what you call level 3. So those who are going to go into education will find that we have up to level 8. So level 3 is A level. When you go to level 4, level 5, that is level 4 and 5, that is the diploma level. Then level 6 is the bachelor's level, that is degree. So when you do level 3, for you can easily jump from level 3, you come onto level 6, which is the bachelor's degree. But in case you don't go in for A level, then for you must follow the path. You have to go to and do certificates, and then you go to diploma, then you go to degree. Then from level 6, you go to level 7, which is the master's level. Then the last level is level 8, which is the PhD level. So the master's level, the bachelor's level, and the PhD level, we expect someone to be a creator. We expect someone to be a designer of knowledge, creator of knowledge, someone who can create something. So those are the 6th, 7th, and 8th level. So after level 3, this is now the level where we are going. But in order for you to attain or to go to these other levels, the higher levels, level 6, level 7, and level 8, this level 3 of advanced level is going to be very important. And at this level, there are 3 skills that you must attain. One, you must have the ability to apply the knowledge that you acquire from class. Number 2, you must be able to obtain the skills to perform complex and unpredictable problems that we shall be meeting in our society. Then the last one, you must have some degree of autonomy. You must have some kind of independence in whatever thing you do. So those are the 3 things. So the competence is that ability to apply a broad range of knowledge and skills to be able to perform complex and broad scope of work within unpredictable and very structured contexts. So at the end of your level 3, we expect you to be having all this knowledge, that you are at the manager level. So here we shall be checking out for your leadership skills when you are at level 3. Here at level 3, there are certain things that your teachers have been telling you at school, that maybe you go for morning prep, maybe you pick this rubbish, you do this and this. Because here there is a lot of independence and we expect you to be a critical thinker. There are certain things that teachers should not be telling you, even your parents, because we expect that someone who has reached level 3, you are above 15 years of age, you are 15 and above. So your level of thinking must match with the actions you do perform. So if you find yourself that maybe teachers are still telling you to do certain thing, your parents are still telling you to do certain thing, it means that you have not reached at that level 3. You are still at level 2, or you are still at level 1. So for whatever thing you are going to do now, since you are going into another level, level 3, you must show a lot of maturity in everything you are doing. You show that kind of leadership skill that maybe in case you are at home, you must be able to show that kind of leadership in order for you to qualify to be at level 3, to call you someone who is competent at that particular level. So the level you're going to is called level 3 from the Uganda National Qualification Framework, and is a very important level that is going to be opening up all your doors to anything you have desired to attain or to achieve in your life. Okay, now what are some of the skills that we expect you in order for you to obtain or to attain the competence of level 3? One, we shall expect you to be a critical thinker and a problem solver. So you must be able to solve complex situations, complex problems. The scenarios you are going to be meeting during assessments are going to be a bit complex, and they require you to think a lot in order for you to come up with a solution. So expect that now the assessment, the scenarios you are going to be obtaining, they will be a bit different, and it will require you to think critically in order for you to come up with the solution. I've talked about autonomy and responsibility, that independence to be able to do tasks with little supervision, and then that ability to be able to take up the ownership to do certain things without too much supervision or follow up on what you are doing. Then your research and analytical skills are supposed to be exposed. So we expect you that now at this level, you are able to make a lot of research and analytical skills. This is the level where the teacher can come and tell you that tomorrow we are going to be covering this topic. So someone who is at level 3, then we expect you to go and then make thorough research on that particular topic that the teacher has assigned you to read about or to do any activity. So at this level, you must be able to research. Not everything that the teachers are going to be telling you is maybe true. I've not said it may be false, but I'm saying it may not be true. So you must dig deeper into what the teachers tell you, into what you find out, and then come up with those analytical things, and then you make decisions based on your findings. Then we expect you to attain communication skills, that ability to be able to write, the ability to have that verbal expression. At this is the level where you have to stand in case you want to be a leader, you must be able to stand out. So your communication skills must come out. Even the way you write on the papers, when you are attempting assessments and the rest of that, you must be able to demonstrate the good communication skills. This is the level whereby when you are communicating, someone should be able to feel your presence, but not your absence in that particular situation. Other skills are, we expect you to use a lot of teamwork. The level you're going into requires a lot of collaboration. I know at ordinary level, many of you'll prefer independence, reading alone. And some of you maybe have not been exposed to collaboration. But at this level is where you must collaborate. Here is at this level, you will find that you'll find a task or an activity whereby once you sit alone and think, it may take you 3 days to come up with a solution. But once you come as a group, say maybe this is Gabriel, this is maybe Alex, this is maybe Priscilla, this is who, Gabby, then you come together, you sit on a round table, everyone comes up with a solution, then it means that you are going to be able to collaborate. Once you are selfish at this level, I want to assure you, life is going to be tough for you. There are certain things you may not be able to achieve. There are certain activities that you'll not be able to do. So you must exercise a lot of teamwork. You must be able to collaborate. You must be flexible in what you are doing. So it requires a lot of discussion because for A level, you must be able to discuss, because not everything you may have in your head is maybe right. But when you bring out different ideas from different people, then you can be able to come up with a solution. So as you head into that level 3, make sure you are able to collaborate with your friends, with your classmates, and other people around you, such that you can be able to attain everything. Then number 7, we call it resource management. When we talk about resources, the first important resource we have is time. How you manage your time is paramount and is going to be leading you towards the goal you want to attain. If you don't know how to manage time, life is going to be very hard for you, because at A level, you'll find that you have a lot of free time on your timetable. You may even find sometimes when during the day, a full day, you don't have any lesson. But how you manage your time is what will distinguish you from the people who have reached level 3 and those who are still at level 2. I know at level 2, even the teachers could come in prep and tell you, please keep quiet, keep quiet, do this and the other. But here we are looking at how can you manage the time. When you look at the resources, take an example, maybe pocket money and other things that the parents give you. How are you able to manage them? Are you this person that spends carelessly, or you are someone who has financial literacy that you can be able to spend and save and then be able to do something from what you have saved? So here, how you manage your books, how you manage your property, your bed space and other things will put you at that particular level. And we expect that at this level, even you are more responsible. You shouldn't wait for the teacher to tell you, please go for sports, because at this level, like I have said, you must be a critical thinker. You must be able to know that if I don't go in for sports, then my health may not be the best. So I need to do some sports activities to improve my health. So you must be able to reason, not to just do things anyhow. Then adaptability and flexibility is going to be key, and also the ability to make evaluation and feedback. So those are some of the skills. In order for you to attain the competence I've talked about for Uganda National Qualification Framework, you must have attained all those skills. And this is the very important thing that you must always keep at the back of your mind. Okay, now what should you expect at A level? Number one is what you call free time. Your timetables, remember, you're going to be having only 3 subjects, principal subjects, and then 2 subsidiary subjects. What does it mean? In a term, or you'll find that on your timetable, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have a lot of free time. You'll find that your timetable is not so much congested, meaning that you are going to have a lot of time to do your personal work. But how you manage that time will help you to attain your goals. Failure to manage your time well, you'll find that even you'll not be able to attain the goals. So make sure that you manage your time. You are going to have a lot of free time on a timetable. You'll have a lot of things, but make sure you utilize your time very well. You may look at A level. The first week things will be very easy. You'll have maybe little notes and the rest of that, little activities. But the more you go up, the more the notes are going to become many, the more the activities, the more demanding the activities are going to be. So make sure that you utilize any time you have very well. Otherwise, if you don't use that free time you have, things may not work out in your favor. Then we expect you to be more responsible. This is the level where we don't expect you to be very careless with your books. You leave them anywhere. Not really. So you must be very responsible towards your academics. Even responsibility here doesn't only mean keeping your things or your property well, but also looking ahead to where you want to be. Because at this level, your parents expect a lot, your teachers and other people, but also you as a person. It is the level, it is the bridge that you must cross in order for you to attain all that you have been dreaming of from your primary levels. Then there will be less spoon feeding. Teachers may not be spoon feeding you, depending even on the school where you are going to go. So you must be able to make a lot of research. Use textbooks, not pamphlets. On the market, you'll find very many pamphlets. Those cheap pamphlets of 20,000, 25,000. Yes, those are pamphlets, those that have been written. Many of them are pamphlets. But at this level, we expect you now to go deep and start utilizing the textbooks. Those textbooks give a good explanation. They are able to make you understand at depth Compared to the pamphlets may in most times they summarize for you things. But at this level, you must be able to know the foundation of something before you make a conclusion. So there will be less spoon feeding, and this level is where you should minimize your complaining. That the teacher has come late, maybe the teacher has not given us work. Go and make your own research. Do not wait for the teacher to come and give you everything. No, you must be able to make your research such that by the time the teacher comes in class, you have something already and that you can be able to supplement whatever the teacher is going to be discussing or sharing with the class. Then expect some pressure at this level. Yeah, there will be some pressure because here at this level, there is balancing of your subjects that you are doing. Some of these subjects are going to have two papers, or depending on the subject, let me say maybe math. Math will have two papers. Now, you being able to balance them is going to be very important. When you get a 1, let me say you have a 90 in one paper, and in another paper you have a 20. Here you have failed. Someone who has got a, let me say 50 and a 40, this person is better than you. Who has a 40 and a 50 and a 40, or someone who has a 50 and maybe 60 is some better than you, than someone who has got a 90 in one paper and a 20 in another paper. So you're going to be having that pressure of balancing both papers. So you must be able to balance that if I get an 80, this side I must be able to get a 90. So you must balance your papers such that the scores you are going to obtain from the two papers are matching. Otherwise, if they don't not match, you'll be able to score a few points and the pressure will keep on increasing. But it's also the schools where you're going to go. You'll find that some schools, in order for you to cross over to another level, they may need a given number of points to have been attained. So you must start, in order for you to avoid that pressure, make sure that you start early. Anything you're going to do, please make sure you start early. But also please stay motivated. I understand that at the moment there is a lot of pressure. Many of you are eagerly waiting, saying, when are the exams coming back? When are the... No, please. Be motivated and always stay positive. Sometimes things may not go as you plan, but please always stay motivated and make sure that you keep on balancing the workload you have for you to be able to attain success. Now, how are you going to plan? Number one is starting early. Now, this is the first step that I want to talk about, starting early. Now that you are in holiday and you are already waiting for your results, what is very important is for you now to research which subjects am I going to do. But before even you look at the subject, you need to know, what do I want to be in the future? What problem do I want to solve? Now there you are starting to think and plan early. So the moment you plan early, by the time you go back to school, you would have settled a bit. But if you don't start early, you are going to find yourself that you are going to go back to school. In the first week, you are still confused on which combination to do. Second week, you are confused. Third week, you change to another combination. Fourth week, you are changing to another combination because you did not start your activities early. So by the time you go back to school, you must be able to know that this is the kind of combination that I'm going to settle on, depending on my maybe my interest, my passion, and the rest of that. So start as early as possible. Do not wait to go back to school. However, for some of the schools where you are going to go, some of the schools dictate for you the combination you want. But please now make sure that you inquire from those particular schools where you're going to go, whether they dictate for you. But in case they don't, have your combination already in mind, such that you can settle early to avoid a combination. I've seen children who do a combination for a full year. I saw a student last year who did PEM for a full year. On reaching third term, things were not adding up because this student did not plan early. So he found out that the combination is becoming tough for him. So he had to change to HALE. So from PEM to HALE, such that he can be able to catch up. So it was really a very bad experience for the child because you cannot catch up things that your friends have covered in 1 year to be able to catch up within 3 terms. So it was very hard for him. and there's nothing much that the child may be able to attain. But everything, it was because of the poor planning. So planning is very key. Start now. Do not wait for the exams to come back and start thinking that this is what I'm going to do. Have your plan in mind. Have that blueprint with you such that you know that this is what I want. That even when I go to school, the teachers, let them start now deciding on which combination or supporting me. But when I have something, do not wait. Do not wait for in 2 weeks time when you are going back to school to start saying now, this is the combination I want. You'll be in that state of confusion for a long period of time. Number two, I want you to be able to balance. Make sure that the subjects you are taking on match your strength and interests. Sometimes we may choose things because that's what our parents want. It is not your parents that are going to do these things. It is you who's going to do them. So the moment you go with what your parents want, many times you are going to fail to find the why they want you to do it. And once you fail to find the why, the how to be able to attain what they want is going to be very tough for you. So make sure that what you really want as a person, your interests, is what should push you to choose a given subject for you to be able to do. Do not follow what other people are saying that, you know what, are you boy, you have been very good in physics, take physics. Check yourself, have a self-reflection, ask yourself, but will I be able to do this particular subject? Do I have the resources? Do I have the interest? Am I passionate about it? Do not just do things because people have said that, you can make a good doctor, you can be a good engineer, you can be a good lawyer, and the rest of that. Make sure that the subjects you choose match with your interest, your strength, and your passion. Remember, passion is what is going to drive you, is something that is going to make you spend those sleepless nights, is that strong feeling of enthusiasm, that love for something that will always push you to stay motivated over and over. Persist that even when things get tough, you are able to continue with what you are doing. But if you do things because they have told you to do, many times you find yourself that you are doing for the sake, but you are not doing for your own benefit. So please sit down. I know sometimes the parents may insist that for me, I want you to do these particular subjects. I want you to do science. I want you to do this and the rest of that. It is just now because I've told you now you have gone at level 3. Write down your work plan on the paper. Get your parents in good moods. Tell your parent or your parents or guardian that, you know what, mommy, depending on my interest, my passion, and the way and the field that maybe I want to go into or to pursue, I feel that I will be very confident if I take on these particular subjects. Then have that one-on-one discussion with them, but do not allow them or don't let them decide for you, because why they decide for you at times is because you take long to make a decision. But if you come up with something, tell them, and then they can give you feedback on what they think you can do. Then number 3, make sure you are very organized. Yeah, being organized will help you to streamline all your activities and be able to achieve your goals very, very well. Okay. Now, what are A-level subject choices? What do you consider, or what are you going to be considering before you choose a subject you are going to take? It is always very important that before you make any given choice for anything you're going to do, you must have something that triggers you, something that will always be asking you, but why don't you wake up? But why don't you do this? So you must be able to have that why something, such that you can be able to be motivated. And the first thing we always consider is the career aspiration. What do you want to be? What problem do you want to solve? What is that thing that you feel motivated? What is that particular thing that really pains you and you really want to solve it? What is that particular thing that you really love doing? So that is now what you should consider when you are looking at your career. Look at the things. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be this. Do not just wish, but ask yourself, why do I want to be one? There should always be something. Why something? but not just because you wish that I wish to be an engineer, I wish to be a doctor. Why do you wish to be one? What is it that motivates you to become one? So that is now that it will determine which career path you can take. I know some of you, when you were still young, you wanted to become doctors, some of you engineers, lawyers, business people, authors, and the rest. But you notice that when you reached O level, things may not have moved on well as you expected. So things were a bit tough. And you maybe you ended up dropping what you really want. And now you have different thoughts at the moment. Please sit down, self-reflect, have that one-on-one with yourself in a silent room, in a quiet room. Ask yourself a lot of whys. Why this? Why this? Why this? Such that you can be able to find out, to self-discover who you are. The moment you self-discover who you are, you'll be able to take on a career path that matches with you, with your inner person. And the moment something matches with your inner person, you'll be able to do it passionately, even when you are not paid. I think you have seen some areas where you have gone, whereby you look at someone doing something and you see him is not motivated at all. He's always complaining. He's always quarrelsome. So that means that someone took on something because it was not his choice, but that's what was available. But whenever you follow your inner person, you will be able to do things passionately over and over, and this is what will determine how you are going to perform at your A level. Because the moment you want something, once you find that this is what I really want, you will always be able to work towards achieving that particular goal. Number two, you need to know the entry requirements for the particular course. Some of you, I know you want some particular course. Most so if you are told you have already discovered your career aspiration. I know you know what you really want, that I want to go to be an engineer. Now, after knowing that you want to be an engineer, the next thing you have to look at, number two, what are the entry requirements for that course for the next level? Now, here you are planning, because this session I've called it a planning session. We are not only planning for A level, because after A level, what next? That we must go to level 6, which is university. But anything you do at level 3 will determine whether you'll be able to do that particular course at university or not. Now, in case I want to be an engineer, you are going to ask yourself that, what are the requirements at university? What would the university require? That for anyone to be an engineer, one of the subjects you need is going to be mathematics. After mathematics, I'll need physics. Now, this is what you call the essential subjects for that particular course you want. Now, after that, ask yourself, which other subject can I take on in order for me to be able to become an engineer? If you are a forward thinker, then you can tell yourself, you know what? If I'm going to be an engineer, to be very successful in the engineering field, I may need some business knowledge in order for me to be able to get contracts. So I may need some business subject, maybe economics, maybe entrepreneurship. So you start thinking that way, such that you get to know which third subject you are going to be placing in there in order for you to make a complete combination. So that is what now I want you to look at. Look at the entry requirements. And entry requirements here, I'll ask you, you must even look at the university. Some of you have preferences for different universities, that I want to go to this university. This has been my dream university. I want to go to this university and this university. So I want you to look at those universities. Many of those universities have their own criterias. They have their own way of doing things or their cost demands. So you must be able to match with the demands for that particular university. So you're going to be looking at a different university, get to know the course that you want. What does that university that you want, what does it need, and what should I do? So that one is going to be very important. So you must know the what you really want, that I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, a lawyer, I want to be a business person, I want to be an agronomist, I want to be a programmer, I want to be a web developer, I want to be a cybersecurity analyst, I want to be a financial analyst, I want to be an economist, and the rest of that. That is the what. Then after knowing the what, go and ask, but why? Why do I want to be an engineer? Why do I want to be a teacher? Why do I want to be this and this? Now, after knowing the why, I have already told you that the moment you get to know the why, you'll be able to find out the how you are going to do it. That I want to be an engineer. Why do I want to be an engineer? Because of this and this and this. Have about 5 reasons of why you want to be an engineer or doctor or any profession of your choice. Then after that, ask, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? Then after this, I want to tell you that the moment you find your why, or you may even spend sleepless nights thinking on how you are going to come up with a solution in order for you to be able to solve the problem that is at hand. So that is going to be very important. And you'll find that for children who find their why at an early age, they always demonstrate a lot of determination in whatever thing they do. If you have been seeing students at school who many times they don't want to sleep, always they are in books, always they are there, those children have found out why they do particular things. And the moment you find out the why cannot let you settle for less. It will always push you to attain the maximum. But if you don't find a why, you'll always work below below the minimum level. So you always do you'll just be doing things for just. But if you find a why, you'll find out that it will push you to do your best. That even when things are tough, you'll persist. You'll consistently do something in order for you to be able to reach your goal. Then the personal strength and weakness. Some of you have been able to look at how things have been moving at the level you have been at. I know some subjects may not have been so friendly to you. Take an example, you might have found maybe the science subjects or the arts a bit challenging to you. Now here, you must ask your inner person, but really, am I good in this subject? Am I capable? Can I do this subject? Check yourself. If you are this person, maybe in a particular subject where your scores have always been low, you have looked at things that have not been adding up, then say, in this particular subject, I may not be strong. Then make sure you choose that subject that you feel you are strong at, such that you can keep on being motivated. Yes, but some of you have what you call hidden strength. There are some things or there are certain subjects, God forbid, when your results return, that you may find yourself that you have not done them very well. There might be some reasons, maybe anything, but you find yourself that you have been very good in that particular subject. Now, I want to let you know that as long as you are passionate about something, you can easily achieve it. So those results that you receive, let them not determine, they can give you the guidance depending on what you have chosen to take, but they shouldn't decide for you that this is what you can be. Not really, not really. So look at them, check out your past strength and weakness. How have you been doing? Look at the graph, how it has been coming. You may find yourself that maybe you have been improving and things have been getting better. And maybe here you have not gotten the best. Please go on and do what you really feel at heart, that feeling you have at heart, to take on that. Then I want to tell you this one, take it seriously. The school where you are going to study from. It is very, very important. Every year, a big percentage of children are unable to go to university because of the schools where they go. The school environment determines a lot. It has a great impact on your academic and other skills that you attain. Make sure that the school you go to has all what you think will make you successful when you take on that particular combination. Allow me, I will not mention schools here, but I want you to make a feasibility study. Check yourself that I'm going to school X. If I'm going to school X, ask yourself, make your research. I've told you here, research is very important. How has this school been performing in the previous years? Do they have the resources in that particular school? Do they have the resources now here? I'm talking about the teachers, I'm talking about the library, the textbooks, the manpower, and the rest of that, laboratories and the rest. Ask yourself, please and please, if you have been, this is the level where your parents, if I have any parent on the call, this is the level where you must invest heavily for your child, for the parents who on the call. This is the level where you must put in money for your child to be able to cross over. But if you look at you go into a school with minimal resources, chances are high that your child will get minimal skills and knowledge. And therefore, after getting those, you will not be able to get the best. So at this level, the schools you're going to, don't go to school because you want to chill. That school, they chill a lot. Let me go there. That school, and then you make such reasoning. Make sure that the school you're going to, they have the resources that will really make you pass and be able to attain the skills. Do not just choose the school because it is cheap. Cheap things are always costly in the long run. So don't say that the school is cheap, the school is this and this and this. No, please make sure that the school, don't allow yourself to be used as a trial test. There are schools that may want to use you as a trial test, but when they don't have the resources, you'll go to schools where they have not been doing certain things, but because you have come, you'll find yourself you are the only person maybe doing a particular subject. At times, that one is very tough when you are alone in a particular subject. So make sure that the school you're going to has the resources. Make sure you make research very well. Make sure, this one is very important. I've stayed long on it. Make sure you make research to the school where you're going such that at a later stage, we do not regret. We don't regret that I wish I had not gone to that school. I wish I had not, yeah. So make sure that the school you're going to, they have the resources, the teachers are there, the past years, there has been improvement, there is this and this. Please and please, A level is very important. It's going to be the level that will open for you doors. But if for you, you decide to just go because the school is there is a lot of relaxation, there is no stress, there is no nothing and the rest of that, please, you may find yourself. But also, you may go to a good school, but still fail yourself. That one is also very possible when it comes to the schools. So when you find the school has all the resources, the rest is on you. Now there, you don't blame the school that the school made me this and this, because I've told you, you must be very independent at A level. So the moment you find that the school has all the resources you want, the textbooks, it has the teachers, it can invest and the rest of that, then go on and put in your best efforts. Do not look at structures. When you're looking for a school to go to, don't look at structures, that this school has a school bus, it has good buildings, what, and the rest of that. Those ones don't determine the beauty of a school. The beauty of the school is on the graduates it produces. So you look at the people who have gone through that school. What are they doing? What problems have they solved for the country? But if the impact is approximately zero, then please make sure you make the best choice. I've talked about passion and interest. Make sure that the subjects you choose, you are passionate. Passion is the most important thing. Then interest is minor. Interest is more or less like attraction towards something. Many of you, I don't want you to go on and do subjects because your friend has done it. That one is totally bad. Don't do things because you know what? My friend Gabriel has done maybe physics. And now you come, you say, me, Adrian, I'm also going to take on. No, no, no. Do not do things because others. You may find that this person A is passionate about that particular subject. But you as a person, you may not be passionate. But because your friend has done it, doesn't mean that you are also passionate about it. So do not go because of interest, of conflict, and the rest of that. Make sure that you are passionate in that particular subject. Now, the last one, this one I wrote in capital letter, is very important. We call it the mindset. The mindset. There is nothing I have found or I have discovered in the past 1 year or 2 years, like the power of your mindset. For anything that you are going to do at this level, make sure you have a positive, a growth mindset. It is your mind that will make you either pass or fail. Some of you, the reason as to why some subjects that you have done at all level, you are going to perform badly, it is because of your mindset. I want to tell you that the mindset, what you command it is what it gives you. It has two levels. It has what called a conscious level and what called the unconscious level. Now, the conscious level is responsible for thinking and reasoning. That is the conscience. So for you, when you think about something, let me say, I'm going to fail this subject. I'm just using that negative statement. I'm going to fail this subject. Now, the moment you tell it that I'm going to fail it, that one you use your conscious mind. So it's going to start thinking about it. I'm going to fail. Then you ask, how are you going to fail? So it starts thinking. Now, afterwards, it is going to send anything it has thought about into the unconscious. Now, the unconscious mind is the one is like the implementer. Anything you feed it, it will implement. It will do as you wish or the way you have thought about it. So once you feed it with failure, here it will command that you are going to fail. And you'll find yourself failing. Because once you think about failure, the reasons are going to be, you'll find yourself that you are putting in minimal efforts, you are not mining, you are not doing anything. So at a later stage, you'll find yourself failing. So anything you are going to feed in as you enter this level, the only mind, anything I want you to feed into your brain, feed in positive things, feed in things that I'm going to make it, I'm going to pass, I'm going to do this subject well. The moment you put in such things, your mind will be able to think critical and say, how am I going to do it? And you'll find yourself making it. But the moment you feed in anything negative, I want to assure you, you'll see the results. You'll always reap what you sow. Make sure that in your life, never feed your mind with negativity. Any subject you are finding yourself failing, it is because you attached a negative thought on that particular subject. And the moment you attach it, like it or not, things will never work out. Even when you find yourself in class, you'll find yourself that things are really not working out. Even I can give you an example. You have seen children at school who say, maybe the nurse's medicine is not working, this is not working. Because they have told their mind that this thing cannot work. Surely it will not work, the medicine. They go, then they say, for me, the other doctor is the one that works on me. The moment they go back home and that doctor gives them the same medicine, you'll find that the medicine works, even when it was the same medicine the nurse at school was giving them, because they have made their mind think like that. What you feed in your mind is what it gives you. What you think about is what you are going to get as your output. As you enter this level, if you feed your mind positively and well, I want to assure you, you'll get the best results. You'll get what you really want. But if failure to feed it well, you keep on feeding it with those negative thinking. Me, I can't do this subject. I'm very weak. Even some of you, you find yourself waking up at maybe 10 and the rest of it. Because you have told your mind that I'm weak, I'm weak, I'm weak. So it will make you weak. So you'll find yourself still very weak. So make sure that you utilize your mind very well. Make sure you feed it very well with only positivity. Never think of negative thoughts. Always try to cross that negative gate that is entering into your conscious mind, such that those negative things do not reach. That's why many of you, when you find yourself that your friend is a bit negative, with the time, you're also going to be absorbed and you'll also become negative. Later on, you'll fail. So that's why you'll find that when you find someone, whereby one child is doing well and is having a friend who's doing bad, once you find this kind of combination, like it or not, you'll have average results in the end. And if you are not strong at thinking and reasoning, you'll find that also you have also failed. Make sure you utilize your mind very well. This is the powerful tool. With a good mind, even that subject that you have been not doing well, let me say math, physics, they have been disturbing you. once you go with the right mindset, you'll find yourself crushing it. You'll find yourself crushing it. It doesn't. That is the only tool. In fact, with the mindset, with the right mindset, you'll find yourself that everything can be solved. So make sure you embrace that mindset. But I'll give you a lesson one time whereby I'll only talk about mindset and how powerful it can be, how it can change everything about your life and your goal paths, and even the career, everything. The mind is a very powerful tool. I encourage you, I want to let you know, please make sure, feed it positively. And that's why I told you one time that make sure you affirm. Why I told you to affirm is because I want your mind to get used to positivity. That I'm entering HSC. You right say, I'm entering A level. I must get maybe 20 points. I must get an A. I must pass. Math is easy. Math is seeing it over and over from morning to evening, morning to evening, morning to evening, morning to evening. Once your mind gets once those thoughts, your affirmations get engraved onto your mind, my God, you'll find yourself that things are working out automatically. That's why at times they tell you that prayer. The reason as why you repeat some prayers every day, every day, every day is because of affirmation. They want you to affirm them such that your mind takes them as possible. And you have found yourself that those prayers that you repeat every day, you have gone on to achieve what you have been praying for because it made your mind think that this is really possible and it became very possible. Okay, now what are some of the subjects you are going to be finding at A level? Now, at A level, you are going to have subjects divided like this. Though here I can put something that you may have uh, that you may have some few changes, but I want you to know that we shall have the humanities, we have the science, the vocation, the languages, and then the subsidiaries. Now, we have history is more or less like the history you have been covering. Now, economics, you're going to meet economics. Economics is more or less like what you call entrepreneurship, but economics mainly it deals with money and other things. Then religious education, you have IRE or SRE, and then sometimes they call it divinity. So when you find divinity, it is SRE, then you'll have your geography. Then for science, we have physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. Then when it comes to vocational subjects, you'll find art, music, clothing and textiles. Clothing and textiles is into tailoring, those things of tailoring. Foods and nutrition, entrepreneurship, agriculture, geometry, and this. Now, however, you may find that there is some adjustment in the names of these three. They may adjust them, but I wanted to just bring them to your attention. That's what you have been calling you have been calling technology and design. So technology and design is where you find those things. Then you have literature, Arabic, foreign language. So you have French, Latin, German. These are some of the common ones. We have other languages like Swahili, Chinese, local language. Here it will depend on where you come from, where your school is located, in case you're going into language. Then we have what we call subsidiary subjects. Now, subsidiary subjects, we have one that is compulsory, what we call the general paper. Uh, but the ICT and submath, they will depend on which combination you do. So it always depends that this is the combination you do, so it will depend. But anyone who is going to be doing pure math, for you, you'll be doing ICT. As long as you do pure math, you don't do submath. That is content content overload. So you don't need it and score pollution. So for you, you'll be going in for ICT. So these are some of the subjects that you are going to be doing in your school. However, for you to choose which subject you are going to do, it's going to depend on your career path that you want to take. Don't just choose things because that is what you want. Anything you are going to choose will depend on your career path that you are going to take. Now, what are we going to do? Now, I'm going to display here. Hope you are seeing. I want you to look very well what I'm displaying on my screen. Hope you can see them. I am hoping that people can see them, what I'm displaying on the screen. Are you seeing courses? You can let me know through the chat. Are you seeing courses, program, essential, relevant, desirable, and is it what you are seeing? Okay, people are saying me yes. Now, let me now, the first one, here you can just pay attention. Now, the first one is people who want to go into the agriculture field, agriculture and environmental science programs. Now, I want you to look very well. Take an example. In case you are a person who wants to go on and do a degree in engineering, in agricultural engineering, and this is where your passion lies. Take an example, you want to be an agricultural engineer, irrigation, farm equipment designer, and this. These are some of the possible careers. I did not exhaust all, but these are some of them. And you'll find that those, what do you need? Now, essential subjects are the subjects you must have on your combination. So those subjects, they shouldn't miss. So that means that you need math and physics. So meaning that your combination can have physics and math. Now, after knowing the essential, come and check out the relevant subjects. Now, the relevant subjects, one of it can be chemistry, meaning that someone can do PCM. And I've said that the moment you have pure math, the next subject here will always be ICT. Another one can have physics and math. Take an example, agriculture is also one, so you can do PAM. Another one can say economics, so you can do PAM. Another one can say geometry and midis, so you put it there. Hope you are getting it. That is how I want you to look at that kind of course you want to go in. First, find out what are the essential subjects. Then your combination must have those two subjects that you really want, that I want physics and I want math. Then the third subject, you are going to be getting it from the relevant subject. Hope that is very fine. I continue. Take an example, you want to go into food science and technology. Now, for that particular one, you will need biology and chemistry. Now, after knowing that you need biology and chemistry, then you come and say, physics. So meaning that your combination will have PCB or agriculture. So you can have, is it back? So you can have that. As long as these two are there. After having those two, then you can go on and have any other subject. Or you can have your BCM. And then here, BCM, we have said that one will go with ICT. So these are some of the professions you can have to take on. In case you want to be into agriculture, check out, I want you now to check out the different professions and know which course can lead me to what I really want. So, but I'm going to now to just scroll through and then for you look through and then you'll be able to see. But I'm going to share this with you such that you can give it a lot of time. In case you want to be a nutritionist, then you need to know that the best subjects I need, two best done, I can have biology and chemistry. Then you know that when I have biology and chemistry, that is PC, I can add on physics. So you can go in for PCB. Then you know that if I don't have that one, I can have food and nutrition. But these essential ones, they must appear on your combination. The moment they do not appear, it means that you cannot be able to do that particular, that particular combination. That you'll finish your high school, but once you go to the university, you'll find yourself not being given it to you. They will give you another course. But like I've said that anyone who wants to have something concerning with engineering, math is going to be key and physics. Many of the engineering courses, you will need physics and math. But now you need to know. Now, this university I'm using, this is Makerere. I've used Makerere because Makerere has quite a number of courses. But this one applies to many of the other universities. Now, you are noticing that when you want to go into water and irrigation, the essential subjects are physics and math. But the only subject they consider is chemistry. So meaning that the combination here should be PCM. Should you go on and do PEM, you will never do this course. The university will not give it to you. So that is what now I want you to start looking at as you are looking for which combination can I go on and take. So these are other courses that I want you to analyze very well. I'm going to send it to you. Look through it at depth. And also, but for this one, it is old, but it is going to change for your curriculum here. But in order for you to do some courses, there are some conditions that are always attached. I think your teachers might have warned you early that when you fail English and math, it will affect you at university when it comes to some courses. There are some courses you may never get. You will not get as long as you have failed English and math. Even biology sometimes affects depending on the course. So English and math will always affect you in some of the courses, and you'll never find universities giving you those courses because you failed English and math. Okay, now those into humanities. For you, you are into humanities. Now, there are some courses that are open courses that for whatever combination you do, you can go on and do that particular course. One of the courses is psychology. When you those want to be psychologists, clinical psychologists, counselors, human resource, and the rest of that. So for you, any subjects you take at A level doesn't matter. You will be given this particular course. The same with music. For any combination you do, whether you have done music or not, they will give you that combination as long as you are passionate and you really love it. But those who are going into journalism, you want to be a journalist, those people you see on TV and the rest of that, and that is the particular course you want, I want you to take note that you need history, literature, economics, and geography. These are some of the subjects, meaning that when you are choosing, your combination can be history, economics, and literature. Hell. Or you can say, I can go for history, I can go for economics and geography. Hague. So make sure that you do a good selection. Note the essential subjects for that particular course, and then this one will guide you on which career path that particular course will take you into. Then others, those who want to go into education, those who want to be teachers, you want to be policymakers. I know some of you may be very passionate about teaching. So if you want to go into teaching, it will depend on what you really want. But like I've told you here, anything we are doing now, we are looking at ahead, not only planning. Never plan for only today. Plan for all the days that are coming. So those who are going to go into arts and you want to be a history, economics, and that science and the teachers. So for you, it will depend on the combination you have done, and those are the subjects that they will choose in order for you to be given. But I want to alert you here, Ali. But if you are planning or if you are aiming at, or when you are looking for a scholarship, you want to get a scholarship at university, you want the government to pay for you your university, for your university degree, and you're going into education of arts, these subjects, if you don't do literature and Kiswahili on your combination, you will not be able to get government, though you can get on private. On private means that it is your parent that are going to be paying for you. But if you have literature or Kiswahili, then and you perform very well, then it means that the government can be able to support you. But anyone who is going to do science, or you just know that the government will, if you perform well, it doesn't matter whether you have gone for BCM here or PCB. Those are the biology teachers. These are the physics, chemistry, math teachers, and this is the economics teacher. So always, it will depend on what you're going. But some of you, I know, may be interested in teaching nursery children and the rest. So for that particular one, we call it early childhood care and education. Yes, so for you now, what you do, you go into that one. Okay, but in case you want to teach adults, then you can go in for adult and community education. But those ones are mainly social workers, those who go into other things. So please, like I've told you, literature, French, German, and Kiswahili, if you want the government to pay for you, make sure that the combination you take has those subjects. Now, some of you want to be surgeons, you want to be medical doctor and the rest. Now, many of the courses within the health science, they require biology and chemistry. Any other subject you add on would be okay. But please take note that for you to do medicine, you want to be a surgeon, you want to be a doctor, you want to be this, do not forget biology and chemistry are the key, are the essentials. Then you can add on your math or you can add on your physics. So these are the only two combinations that are going to lead you to become a doctor, a surgeon, or anything in the medical field. You want to be a dental surgery, these are the two combinations. You want to be a pharmacist, those are the combinations. You want to go into nursing, even your nursing, it is only nursing whereby your PCB, BCM, but all these ones, in order for you to do, these are the only two combinations you must have in order for you to be able to be one. More so if you're going to study within Uganda. Okay, then I can scroll through and then I'll leave it to you. Then for you to be able to look at. But you look through and then you see what you really want. And then those things you really want, you go on, look at the essential subjects and the ones that will be able to form your combination. You want to go into biomedical engineering, are those people who repair those medical equipments and the rest of that, who design them and manufacture and the rest, that is biomedical engineering. So those are some of the courses that are available. But like I've warned you already, and your teachers might have told you, English and math can make you not attain the course you really want. Then we have what we call natural sciences. For natural sciences, those are open courses. So for you, but for these ones, I will talk about it maybe in 2 years, in case I'm still around. In 2 years, after your A level, I'll talk about this in details. But also they can guide you depending on where you want to go. That I want to go into sports science. Those people want to be sports scientists, gym things, and the rest of that. You can look through and see what you really want. Those people want to be industrial chemistry, you want to be quality control analyst, and the rest of that. Please, those are the courses. So look at this in details, check out, and then look at the career path that you really want. Those who are going into business, that I want to be this, I want to be an administrator. You will notice that math is important. And the math here, please, is the pure and applied math. Is the pure math and applied math, not the other subsidiary. So this is the real math, not this math of subsidiary. Yeah. So those are some of the things you really need to do. So when I send it to you, please find the time and go into it. Those who are doing art, you want to be an architecture, then know that fine art, math is one of the major. Then from math, one best done. So you can have fine art, you can have something like PAM, that is physics, art, math. You can have math, then you add on. As long as here there is another subject you are noticing. So for the two subjects must come from here. Math, art, math, geo, and mechanical, math, this and this. Or this is technical, they call it maybe technology and design. But if you don't have that, you cannot do architecture. So make sure that if you are planning to go into architecture, you have art in your school, because I know many of the schools are offering that art. Then for civil, math, physics. So for civil, combinations like PEM can take you there, PCM can take you there, PEM with ENT can also take you there. Yeah, those are the courses that can take you, that are very common. But in case your school has geometry and mechanical, those things, you can as well take those ones. For electrical still, PAM, PCM can take you to those particular course. Mechanical, in fact, many of the combination, as long as you have those courses, then you can be able land surveying and the rest. So I'm just showing you, but after this, then those who want to go into multimedia, design, then you know that fine art is key. Fine art, then you can, after having fine art, you can have physics and math. So someone who's doing PAF can do it. Someone who's the, yeah, as long as you have fine art, you can do it. So that one. Then in computing, those want to be software developers, you want to be data analysts, you want to be cybersecurity, AI engineer, then for you need to know that these are the courses that can take you, but you know now which subjects do I need. That to be a computer scientist, I'll need physics, I will need math and maybe physics. So one of the subjects can be physics, math, maybe a core. PEM can take you there. Or PCM. In fact, yeah, even PCM can take you there and other courses like that. So you look here and then check out which courses. So that is going to be, but in case you want to go into law, now, law is an open course as well. So for law, whatever combination you have taken at A level will lead you into to become a lawyer. However, it will depend on which kind of law, because even you know that when you are doing law, at a particular stage, you may need to specialize. That maybe I'm going into corporate, I'm going into business, I'm going into this and the other. So you need to know that if I am to go into business law, maybe that kind of field, which subject do you think I'll need? So you say, I may need some economics. If maybe say you want to be a lawyer for Bank of Uganda, or maybe for a bank, and you want to be their lawyer, mean that you must be able to understand money. So to understand money, it will require you to have done economics. But that one comes at an advanced level that now you want to specialize into a particular field of law. That I want to be this, I want to be this. So that one is very, very important. So always keep that in mind. But for whatever combination you do for law, you can get there. But for law, do not forget that for you to be a lawyer, you will study for your 4 years. After the 4 years, you'll go on and you are going to go on and go to LODC for 1 year. You study to become licensed. Then you can go on and do other things. But that is what I wanted to bring to your attention. But some of these courses take 3 years to 4 years. So I'm going to share with you this document. Now, this document will contain many of those things I've showed you. It contains all universities that are public universities in Uganda. Those public universities we have like government universities and the courses they offer. But for private, maybe I'll look for it and then I'll send it to you. So you look here and then you can even look at the number of years that particular course takes. I've told you must learn to plan now. That I want to go into this, how many years will it take me? It will take me 4 years, it will take me 3 years, and the rest of that. So you'll be able to see it clearly that this course takes 3 years, this one takes 4. So you will see all universities are here, Mbara University, Chambogo, and other universities that maybe you really want to go to. So you read it, select, look at what you want to be, look for that particular course that you really want, and then after, check out how they are going to help you to form the combination that you really want to take at that level. Okay. Now, this is going to be your assignment that you are going to work on. And your assignment is going to be, you're going to write down all the courses you'd like to do, the ones you are passionate about. When you get that document, sit down and say, which courses am I really passionate about? That I really love this, I have this, I love this, I love this. Now, after getting all those courses you really love, write them down. Sit down, ask yourself, what are the essential subjects? For me to become this, what subjects are essential that I'll need? What are the relevant subjects? Then look at the school where you're going to. Ask yourself, does that school offer those subjects? Because not all subjects are offered by those schools that you're going to. Then after answering that, go to the next one. For each of those courses, I've said list the essential subjects. Then number 3, ask yourself, but why do I want to take on this particular course? Ask yourself that why. Why do I want to take on this? Then after, have a self-reflection. Check out on your strength and weakness that how have I been performing this subject? How have I been doing? How is my mindset towards this particular subject? Then look at the school where you are planning to have your A-level from, and then after, check your mindset. And then this is what you are going to work on. We shall open those WhatsApp groups for you to be able to share something, the courses you have thought about, and then the combinations you feel that may lead you there. And then we shall start guiding you. Why we are here is that we want us to start planning ahead. We shouldn't wait for the results to come back to start planning. Plan now. By the time results come back, I know you are going to perform very well, that things are going to be very okay. Then you go on to the other step. So this is the assignment that I want you to check out. We shall open the WhatsApp groups such that you can be able to do. Now, the last thing I want to let you know that your past experiences should never hold you back from pursuing your dream career. I know some of you may have had nightmares, you may have had a poor background, and the rest of that. That one doesn't determine what you can become. It A-level decides. Even if at O level, I want to assure you, even if at O level you have been performing badly, A level can change everything. Those people you have been seeing that have been performing very good and maybe you have been admiring them, it is at this level where you can even become the best when it comes to A-level. So A-level doesn't know that this is wise, this one is not so wise, this is this and this. No, at A-level, you are at the same level. It is the way you think, the way you do your things that determines. So at this level, don't look at how the O-level things have been, that have been failing, have not been doing it. No, don't look at those negativity. And I've told you, don't feed negativity into your mind. So feed positive things into your mind, and then you'll see how your intelligence mind unveils and opens up for you for the infinite opportunities. So anything you're going to do at this, you are starting a new page of your life. So make sure that you stay motivated, keep your eyes on what you really want to be. I've already told you, I told you there's a message I sent, I think on 28th, telling you to write down your affirmation. Now write down everything you really want to achieve at A level. Keep affirming them every day, sing them. With the time, you will notice that things are really going to work out. So for any combination you want to do, as long as you are passionate with the right mindset, please go on and take it over. Things will work out. It is just because of the way we think that sometimes we think things cannot work out, but things will work out. Okay, allow me to end here. We shall have another session where we shall come back and evaluate the combinations that you would have come up with. Then, in that session still, we shall look at the different combinations that you have chosen, and then I will guide accordingly depending on your combination, but also I may send you, if time allows on my program, I may send you a form for self-checking, for self-discovery, in case time allows, for self-discovery, to know what actually you can take as a person, like to discover the career thing you can take. But I also want you to do that, make a lot of research as an individual. Yes, your teachers, you may ask your teachers, you may ask your mentors, you may ask your parents. You may have that collective lookout for knowledge and then gather all the information they give you, sieve out what you feel is relevant, and then remain with what can work out for you. Now, I'm going to entertain some few questions. However, for the questions you are asking, do not ask me about your results. Yeah, ask about what we have discussed. Do not ask me anything about your results. Yeah, but anything, you can now raise up your hand. In case you have any question on what we have discussed, kindly raise up your hand. Okay. Yes, yes, Richmond.
Now, thank you, sir, for your time.
Welcome.
Yeah, now I was inquiring, you talked about choosing a school whereby you are the only person doing that combination. Now, for instance, you might find a school that has been performing well, but it's very difficult to find other students interested in a similar combination that you are taking. For example, you might want to do history, entrepreneurship, and geography, basing on your performance. But others are doing the PEM, the BCM. Is it okay for me to join that school, even though I'm not interested in the number of students who are taking the same combination?
Okay, now my advice would be for humanity subjects or combination like history, those arts combinations, that approach can be okay as an individual. However, from my observations, I've noticed that whenever you are alone in a school doing that particular subject, you are going to be on disadvantage. One, teachers may not take good care of you. They may not be so mindful about you. Number two, you're going to be less challenged, meaning that your levels of motivation will always be low. Number three, some schools may not be willing to put in all the resources that you need since you are one. So they may not employ or have a teacher that can take you. So you are not going to be catered for, much as they may do their best, but you are going to be on a disadvantage that you are alone. Even if you face a challenge, it means that you need a teacher to support you in that particular subject. However, if the case is that for a particular subject, let me say, for a particular subject, let me say you are doing history, you are doing and maybe you have said maybe literature. If you find yourself that in history, at least you are 5 students. In literature, at least you are 5 students. And it is only end where you are one, that one can be a bit okay, though it can be a bit okay. But what does it mean? If you find yourself that in that particular subject, you are the only person who is taking it, then you must, one, have a good mindset. Here, you must invest in a lot as an individual. If it means even going for some coaching lessons, you go in for them. Here, it means that you must search and then make sure you befriend, you get friends from other schools that are going to support you. You must be here self-driven, that you do things, make a lot of research, utilize the resources and the rest. So you must put in a lot of efforts if you are to make it. But if you find yourself that you are the only person in that school doing history, you are one. Economics, maybe you are one. Literature, you are one. And for all those subjects, you are the only person you are doing it. I would advise that you may consider taking on either another combination if you are really into that school, or changing. Otherwise, schools may not give you the resources that you need to make it. But if you are someone who is self-driven, someone who is very serious on what you really want, you are very passionate about it, then it is very okay for you. And you not, but also like I've told you, first analyze the resources the school has. Look at now the combinations they have been doing in the past. If they have been passing them, look at which combinations are those that they have been passing. They may be strong in some combinations because they have the resources. But in some combination, maybe the one that we have chosen, it's not a combination that they have been doing well. So there you have to consider and well and look at your future vis-a-vis where you are. So make sure you strike a balance between what you really want and what the school is providing and the numbers that are there in that particular combination. Thank you. Imran, I don't know that is okay. Okay. Imran.
Yes, so good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
The question is, what if, let's say you want to take you want to pursue a surgeon course at the university, and the essentials are biology and chemistry, where math is not an essential. Can you leave out math and go with any other subject?
Now, Imran, now for you to do a surgeon, biology and chemistry are the essential subjects. So the only options you have either is physics or math. So if math is not is something that maybe has not been working out for you, then the only option you have is physics. So doing PCB. Imran, is that fine?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, so that is the only option. More so if at all you are going to study within the Ugandan's context. So either you do PCB or you do BCM.
What about can the marks of O level determine what you are going to do in A level?
Now, some schools, it will depend on the school where you are going. Some schools prioritize what you got or what you have obtained at O level. But sometimes there are some things that can happen in the process, and maybe you don't perform according to the expectation and the rest of that. So it will depend on the school that you are going to. You may find that some schools, they will say, for you to do biology, you must have obtained this. For you to do chemistry, you must have obtained this and that. So it will depend on the school where you're going to. So some schools have those conditions that you must first fulfill in order for you to take on that particular combination. But some schools are open. As long as you want something, they always leave you to do it. And then they leave you to work out the formula that will lead you to success. Okay, team. Okay.
Is right. Okay, my previous school is a good school, and I think I would like to go back. The only problem is that in as much as it seems to have all the facilities and all the resources, there are a few people who actually make it at the top in terms of performance, and they actually perform very well. But then the majority of the students are very in either a mediocre state or something that is low. I like the school. I think it could be good, but the numbers of the people who actually are good is okay. They are there, but they are not that many. And I don't know if I should consider going back, or the big number of people who perform in a mediocre state should be worrying me.
Okay, now, never, one of the things we need to consider, never base your performance on what others always obtain. What you need now to consider, one, like I've said, you must make research. First, find out why is it, like you have already identified, one of the problems is the many of the children are mediocres, meaning that the learning environment is not favorable. Many times, whenever the learning environment is not favorable, even when you are serious, you'll always get distractors in your life. That is now one challenge you may face, unless you are this person who can isolate him or herself and then go away and read. But if the environment, first study that environment. It can be the environment, it can be the resources that leads to very few of them. But if you have noticed that there are some children who make it at the top, then it means that the school can do it. You yourself, you can do it. So you can be among the 1% top people who can be among the top people. But make sure that the environment determines a lot. If you are surrounded by mediocres, it is more likely that they'll absorb you and also become a mediocre. But if you go with the right mindset that this is what I want, and you keep focus onto your goal, then you can really make it. If you have studied that the school has all the resources and the environment will enable you. Yes, so you can consider that. First find out what has really led to that. Like you have identified one of the problems is mediocre, and the rest of that. So first study and see whether the environment will really favor you or not. And then it can help you to make the right decision. Yeah, but if there's people who have been able to make it, then you can be among those people that can actually make it. But as long as you go with your mindset that this is what I want, at A level, like we said, you need to be a bit more independent. You must make the right decisions, not look at what others are saying, and then you take it over. No, you must sit down, think, reason, and then decide which path or which route you can take over. Oppo. Oppo, unmute.
I would like to find out, because there are some topics we did not do during our O level. The subject out. So then when we join A level, then there are some they will be included in A level. Is it how will they help us out?
Now, for some of the essential topics that you missed out in O level, you are going to find them at A level. They have been able to put them there. So you'll find them. Any topic that you missed that was removed and was an essential topic that will help you at university or another level, it has been merged. So you'll find it there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Miss Sach?
Good afternoon, Mr. Steven. I
Afternoon.
was just having a question. Imagine, for example, someone is really good in subjects that concern engineering and also good at subjects that concern medicine. How do they now sit down and decide to choose which path they are going to take? Because being good at everything makes it very hard for a person to decide. Thank you.
Okay, now Miss Sach, that is a good question. Sometimes one thing you can look at is the passion. Much as you may be good at all the science, but there is somewhere in one of the areas that you are really very passionate about. You cannot be that. Now what you need to do is to look out at the engineering and the medicine. Check out which area are you really very passionate about. In case you fail to make a decision that you really feel you want both, then you are going to wait. I'll share a form with you that can help you to identify your strength in the different fields. But first sit down, ask yourself, which area am I really passionate about? Ask yourself, what is it that I can do passionately? Even if they don't pay me for 3 years, I will still continue to do that particular thing. That one will drive you into what you really want, what you are really passionate about. But still, now you can as well, in case the decision is hard, then you can consider to do a combination that can lead you to both engineering and medicine. And that combination can be a PCB. Now, PCB can lead you into the only challenge here now, the kind of engineering you may need math. That is where the challenge may come in, though there is somewhere where you can go in for But the most important thing, first sit down, ask yourself, what am I really passionate about? After finding those things you are passionate about, ask yourself, what are those things I admire? Who are my role models? Look at those people that really inspire you. You say that I really want to be like this person. I really want to be like this person. Look at that person. Ask yourself, what did this person do? Maybe you say, maybe this person, I love him, what. And then after that, ask yourself, what problem do you really want to solve? That may be, what is that? Always make sure that you have something that is going to trigger you into something. Let me say, like you have said, let me say you have said you are passionate, that you want to become a doctor. What is the trigger behind that? Maybe, always I feel a lot of pain seeing young children die. Yet I can be able, if at all I study. So look at that drive, something that drives you, that fuels you into action, into loving something. That one will help you to make a good decision. But like I've said, first find out why and what you really want to solve. The problem you are looking at to solve, that one will always drive you into the right direction. Yes, Ruth.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Just going to re-echo. Okay, my questions are not more personal, but they are some sort of issues that I want I'm requesting you throw more light on. The previous speaker, was it Oppo? Oppo asked, I don't know if you got the question well. He asked whether, if, for example, you did not do TD, if you didn't do it in O level and you want to do it in A level, if you didn't do French or German in O level and you want to do it in A level, is it possible to take it on? Then my second question is on combination. I did some research on some two combinations. Okay, many of them, okay, not necessarily research, but you hear from different people. And since we have been following people in HSC, like behind them, so you would hear. So for example, BCM stroke ICT, there is that negative side of it. They tell us that the topics now, for example, physics in O level, many schools were not able to finish the syllabus perfectly well. And okay, the syllabus was rushed into topics many people were not able to understand. They say same applies to biology, especially in HSC, that the teachers do 60%, and even you reach a point when it's almost UNEB, but when not all the topics have been covered like thoroughly well, and so you have to put up your own time and try to understand the work, then discuss and then do research from the different textbooks like biological science and the rest. But onto that, you have this chemistry, you have mathematics. Chemistry, they don't look at it as some key subject for some reason, I don't know. But then there is math, then they also complain about the paper of Mecan. Then they tell us that BCM is a little, government does not look at it as, the government does not want to take on students who have done BCM and have gotten points that can take them on government, for example, 18 to 20. And so if you do BCM and you wanted to do medicine and you've gotten 20 points, then you applied for sponsorship, then you can get it. But if you got 19 and probably you slightly got 19 or 18, and you apply for sponsorship, you're given teaching. That is why some teachers, and we've also had some of our O-level teachers, they say they applied wrongly, they filled their forms wrongly. And then also because they had 19 or 18, they were given like teaching by force from the government. So they are teaching biology, yet they wanted to be what? Doctors. Then for MEG, they say that if you do MEG, most people choose MEG because on Monday you do math, on Tuesday you do econ, on Wednesday you do geography, like the UNEP timetable of USCE. So most people most people choose MEG because they want to finish exams quickly by around that, because ICT is on Thursday. By Thursday they are done. But there is that sort of contradiction. I don't know if the questions are many. Yes, but
Okay,
those were
in case I don't answer some, you remind me. Now, the first one was about whether when you don't take a particular subject at A level, you can do it. Yes, you can take it. However, it will come with some challenges. One, most of the languages, they require some kind of foundation. So in case you didn't have that foundation, it means that you will need to put in a lot of efforts to get to the level, to get to that basic level where many of your friends are. That is one of the challenges you may face. But if you are someone who is passionate about a given thing and you have really opened up your eyes and you have seen that this is really what I want, you can take it over. So it doesn't matter whether you did a given subject or not, then it is really very, very fine. You can take it over and then start from there. However, the only advantage that people have is that for someone who did it for 4 years at O level, he or she may be on an advantage that he has more knowledge, more basic knowledge than the one you have. That's the only advantage. But as long as you are passionate, it is very okay. I've been seeing children, even I myself, I did some subjects. I didn't do some subjects at O level, but I went on and I had them at A level. So it is really very okay. Do not mind about it. It is very okay as long as you are passionate about it, and then you need to just put in some extra effort towards that particular subject you have chosen, and then do it. Just because your friends may have more knowledge than you have, that's the only thing. But once you put in efforts, you can easily catch up. However, for some schools, they don't allow, because they look at you that you are going to take them behind. Yeah, it means that it requires a lot of efforts for you to catch up. That's why some schools discourage it. That if you didn't do this, mainly it happens in languages. It is where it is hard for you to catch up in languages. It's very hard. Okay, it is possible, but sometimes it can be a bit more challenging. For you starting a language, you have not done it at all, and you want to do it. But some schools put some restrictions, but there is no problem. You can take over anything you want as long as you are passionate and the resources allow. Then you talked about the combination issue. Now, the combination, that is just a myth. Now, when it comes to some combinations are so competitive, or the courses are so competitive, and they have limited slots. Government serves out limited slots. Now, when you talk about BCM and those combinations, you'll find that there are schools that do BCM, whereby about maybe you find that children are getting 20. But now this one is not, it has not been so common in the recent years, also where the performance of biology has not been very good. But you will find that children are really in BCM, you find that almost the whole schools are getting 18, 19. So you find that the competition is very stiff. But on addition to that, it is not only your results of A level that matter when they are calculating the weight for you to go to university. Also your O level counts. So you also look at your O level. So if your O level was not so good and someone here has 18, you have also 18, but this person performed better than you at O level, then it means that this person, once he has the weight, they can take him over. But it is just because the competition is stiff and you must have the best. But it's not that they take you over because they want to give you teaching and the rest of that. But still, when you are filling in the Pujab forms, you have the option. The way you fill them in is what determines which course they'll give you. Because let me say they have given you 4 chances. Here you've put medicine. Here you put maybe teaching. And here you put maybe, let me say, any other course, pharmacist, and the rest of that. Now, it is your weight that determines which course they give to you. It's not that those are here say that you people have that kind of mindset, but always they follow the order of priority that you used when you are filling in the courses that they have given. In case you filled in medicine and maybe the weight is 55 and you have not been able to get this, then that one is not given to you. In case you go on and maybe you had about 54 and you find that also this, and you had teaching as your second option, that's what they give you. So some of them, they just make a mistake that their second option, they put teaching. And the moment you put teaching as your second alternative and you have failed on the first one, they give it to you in order of how you filled them in. That one, they'll give it to you. When you go to the next one, then these ones, they don't look there. So it depends on how you have filled them in, but that is a myth. It's really not true. So those who are saying that I was supposed to be given this and the other, this and this, it may not be true. However, in the past, I heard that in the past years, but also I don't have the evidence. In the past years, most of those teachers who have taught, for any nation to develop, you need good teachers. For any nation to develop, you need good teachers. So any person who was given those 5 years back, some years back, and was given teaching, it was really worth it. Otherwise, if they do not get good teachers, then the nation cannot. Everything around the country, anything rotates about the teachers. In order for you to have good doctors, you need good teachers. So that's why government, some time back, I think there were some years back, did it deliberately. That those people were performing good, very well, they were taken in for teaching. But that was some time back, some very many years back. It has not been recent. It is not in the 15 years behind. It is some time back, but it no longer happens. It no longer happens. But at the moment, the way you are filling your courses, it's the way the government looks at them. In fact, it's not even manual. It is something automatic within the system. Yes, so the system was set that once you fail the first option, they look at the second option, they look at the third option. So they look at them in order, and that's how they consider you. So maybe in case you make a mistake as a student when you are filling in, that's where the problem comes in. And maybe even sometimes you may find that for some schools, they don't allow the children to miss. And they say that instead of this child missing out, we better put for him teaching. So that's how some of them keep on landing onto teaching. So you find them landing on teaching because schools say, instead of missing, we would rather put for you teaching as one of the subjects. Yeah, but that is just a myth. For you, once you work hard and get your points, you'll have to get it. I have had students, even on this hope, we have about, I think, 20 students I know from help. In fact, we have more, but I know 20 about who have got 18, 19, and now they're doing engineering at Makerere on government. So it depends on how you feel them, how you feel. In fact, one of the students got 18. She's called Irene Indomuran, got 18, but he got government, is doing electrical engineering, is near to now, but he was with us at Hope. So it depends on how you feel them and the number of points. But also the performance matters. Some years you may find that people are performing so well that for you getting 18, you'll find that there are very many people who have got 20, 20, 20, 20. Yeah, that's what. But for BCM and other courses, it's just a myth. But for you, just make sure you put in all your efforts, you'll get the government. Put in the efforts. Start early. Start in senior 5 that I want government. Like even I've told you, your affirmations. Put I want government. I want government. Then you'll see yourself working towards it and you'll get it. But if also and also another thing you need to know is that even when they give you teaching or they give you any course, at times it is very possible for you to change your career path. It is very possible. So you may go in for those, if those people you have heard saying that maybe I wanted to be a doctor, you have the choice to make. So you can go on after becoming the teacher, you can change the path and say, now I can go back and I do the medicine. So it depends. If at all you are really passionate about something, you can go back and pursue it if you really want it. Then this thing that you talked about, the timetable and the rest of that, yeah, some people, that's how they choose, but any person who chooses like that because I want to finish early because of this and this, that one has not really reached the level 3. So decision making is really very important. Don't choose because you want to finish early. So what? When you finish early, what will happen? So for you choose depending on what you really want to be, what your career is. Then you talked about coverage and the rest of that. Like I've told you, A-level requires a lot of independence, a lot of research, self-drive. The teachers may not be able to complete everything, but it is you as an individual to put in the efforts to complete the syllabus or to complete anything. The only beauty that at A-level, the papers are divided into sections. Being that they are divided into sections, you'll find that the two numbers are being set, but on different, it might be, let me say physics, that the section is optics. But you'll find that under optics, maybe they have set the questions, they have, and not everything within the thing has been said. So you find that there's something you can answer on one of the numbers. But what I want you to do is that for the betterment of yourself, please read for you everything as long as it is really relevant and it is on the syllabus. Because at a later time, you'll be paying for you not completing the syllabus. You'll find that at a given point at university, they just refer you back to that knowledge of that you missed. So always put in the best effort you can. I taught myself physics, I taught myself math. Even economics, I taught myself. So it is just a matter of, and I was in senior 5. So I used to teach myself a lot. So the moment you reach senior 5, ask for the resources, let the teachers provide it, then start having that self-teaching. You will see it really does a lot of magic. Where you don't understand, use YouTube. YouTube is a school on its own. Many of these things that you are learning can be also obtained on YouTube. Learn to utilize it more so when you are in holiday. When you have access to it, you'll find that everything you really want is there. Do not wait for the teachers. The moment you wait for the teacher, you may not be able to attain your goals. Hope both have answered your questions. Infinix? Okay, trying to get Infinix. Eric? Okay, I'm failing to get Eric and Infinix. Them saying their hands up. Eric, unmute. Richmond, unmute.
Yes, good
Okay,
afternoon,
yes,
Master.
Eric.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Go on, Eric.
Master and everyone.
Mm.
So my inquiry is that I have passion and interest in biology and chemistry,
Mm.
but can I
Yes.
add to me of art if possible?
Oh, Eric, I didn't get you well. You are passionate about biology and chemistry, but okay. I think I'm failing to get him. I'm failing to get him. Okay, last Richmond. You are the last. Yes, Eric.
Yes, Master, I'm back.
Mm.
Like I was saying, I have passion and interest in biology and chemistry. So is
Mm.
it possible for me to do biology, chemistry, and art? Is that combination there?
Okay. What do you
Thank
want
you,
to
sir.
be? What is your career aspiration? What is your career path that you want to take?
I want to do medicine.
You want to?
To do medicine.
Now, for medicine, you will not be given, because the essential subjects, like I've showed you, the essential what? Subjects, the ones I've showed you clearly that for medicine, you either have biology, chemistry, math. Those are the ones that will lead you there. Hope that is
So,
clear.
Master, is there a possibility to do it's clear, Master?
Hmm. Okay, then you are saying? Okay, I didn't get you well. Okay, Richmond?
Yeah, sorry to come back, but allow me to ask, if possible,
Mm.
in the remaining minutes that you provide, can you help me and elaborate more about the, because we are hearing different rumors about the curriculum.
About?
So we have felt the curriculum.
Mm.
Today we find different stories, another time we find the ministries announcing different stories. So in your perspective, can you help me and elaborate more about that? And another thing, the last question
What do
is
you
that,
want to know about the curriculum?
like how it is, let me see, how it is designed, how it is going to be designed for us.
Now, I'm not going to commit myself a lot, but we shall have a session and I will elaborate more about it. But what you need to know, we shall have an aligned curriculum, and by the end of this week, if nothing changes, we shall have some syllabus or syllabi books ready, and will be online, but by next week, many of the syllabi, they will be out on what you are going to cover.
The last one is like, I personally, I want to become an ICT engineer, but personally, sciences are not my best. I can't commit myself to do mathematics. I know it was my problem in O level, but I can't also trust myself with physics. But I want to do an engineering course in ICT. Is there any art combination?
Is there any?
Art combination that can help me to
Sagata.
Okay, now okay, now that one, it requires two things. I don't know where you stay, but I can advise if you can visit Uganda Institute of Information and Communication Technology at Nakawa. They have some courses. Now, if you do not do those subjects, what will happen in case you want to go into engineering, you may need to do certificates. Then you do some certificates, then you do diploma, then you go to degree. But the only thing is that many of the things within engineering, the engineering, ICT, there is a lot of math. There is math. So that's why you need it. Okay. That's why you need it. But I advise go to UICT in Nakawa. Then they can advise you on the path you can start with in case you want to use that channel.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, but the document I'm going to share will help you to guide you well. All right. Okay, I think members, this is enough for today. We shall be coming back again, and once we come back, we shall discuss more on how we can make it to the combinations we shall have chosen. So we shall come back when our results are out, and then I'll expect by that time you have already chosen the combination you want. But also on the call, I've seen one of my teachers, Madam Farida. Thank you so much for attending. I don't know whether you can unmute. Yes, I've seen one of my teachers. She taught me English. Thank you so much, Teacher Farida. Yes, so we are going to end here. I want to wish you a good day. I'm going to share that file in the chats in your WhatsApp. And then what you do, for you download it and then start checking through. Then once we open the WhatsApp group, you can put in your comments and everything. Then I'll get time, I'll create time, then I'll be following through to see where I can come in to chip in, but also I'll share a form to support you. Okay, Husna, it is very well. Okay, let me wish you a good day. Have a good evening. Let's meet, and please, let's keep on praying that everything comes out as we expect. Keep praying for your results, that everything comes out. But I'm sure things are going to come out very well the way you expect them. Have a good day, and